Alright everyone, it's official. It's you versus the pros. It's us versus Max Verstappen and Alex Albon competition. Just opened up this evening. So I went ahead and set a lap, and this is my guide to a 1 minute 39. So pay attention to some of the cues at the top. When shifting from 3rd to 4th, I suggest at 113, 4th to 5th at 138 miles an hour, and 5th to 6th shift at 161. So entering turn 1, if you're using cones, my suggestion is to use the rumble strip on the right hand side as your brake marker. So you're going to go ahead and drop from 6th to 3rd right away. And in doing so, because for one, there's no tire wear. 2, the Super Formula Honda, which I'm using, versus the Toyota. The Honda seems to have a little bit more oomph in it for my driving style. But again, heading into turn 1, looking for the rumble strips, boom, boom, boom. And when you're doing the boom, 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 I suggest 5th, 4th, pause, 3rd. After turn 1 through the S's, use 4th gear all the way through. And just rev it out, lift, rev it out. Tend to get a little bit more traction and speed that way. At the end of the S's right here, once again, we're looking for that rumble strip on the right hand side. That's our cue to brake. Just ever so slightly. I'd say brake about halfway. Full brake, you're going to lose quite a bit amount of time. But if you do use full brake, just use it for a split second and then lift off the brake pedal to about halfway. Once again, like in turn 1, we're looking for that rumble strip on the right hand side. That's going to be again our cue to brake, lift off the brake, shift down to 3rd gear. I found that 4th gear you tend to lose a couple tenths, but 3rd gear, hold the car nice and tight around the apex, around the rumble strips. Keep it on the right hand side. And that way, that's setting you up for the next section. So this next section, use 4th gear and attempt to go flat out. See how I lifted ever so slightly? You're able to go flat out if you nail it. And this next section, similar to Monza, how during the chicane, it seems like we're able to cut quite a bit. The only pitfall to potentially getting a penalty is to make sure that not all 4 tires have surpassed the green. So you're able to get on there just a little bit, but not all the way. Now, it seems a little cheesy, we're able to kind of cut the track, but those are within the rules of what we're allowed to do. So I'd say, go for it. And that way you're able to maximize that turn in 6th gear, lifting just past the sausage curve, dropping to 3rd gear. Keep the car nice and steady. And now we're heading towards the hairpin. So again, right hand side is the rumble strip. See that? That's your cue to drop to 1st gear. Found that 2nd gear, although it may keep the car a little bit more steady, generally your exit speed isn't going to be as powerful. Yeah, so there's that rumble strip. So after you drop to 1st gear, keep it nice and steady. Don't just mash the gas pedal down. I found that's an easy way to spin. And when shifting from 1st to 2nd gear, go full bar, but don't rev it out too much. And the same thing with 2nd to 3rd gear. So unlike the other gears from 3rd to 4th, 4th to 5th, 5th to 6th, where we're looking for a certain mile per hour mark, X in the hairpin, we're not really looking for a certain speed. We're just trying to full bar, boom, boom. Now entering spoon, my suggestion is braking between the 100 and the 50 board. One thing you'll notice, just past the cones, is there is a little runway strip on the right hand side, like a service road. That would be my cue. So see it on the right? There. Right before the 50. Drop to 4th gear. Hold it nice and tight. smash the gas a little bit, drop to third to exit spoon. Alright, now coming up on 130R, once again we're able to cut pretty significantly in 6th gear. Check that out. That is deemed allowed. And that way you're able to go flat out, 6th gear, maximize your speed, and be able to hold it steady for the exit. I found that on my Thrustmaster TGT, my rotation doesn't quite allow me to really maximize my turning radius, so I found that that little cut does help. So after exiting 130R, 6th gear, flat out, we're heading towards the final chicane. So your marker is the 100 board. 100 board is ideal, and you're going to drop to 2nd gear, full brake. Make sure you get that car down to 2nd gear, which will set you up for this final chicane. This one is quite tricky. It requires you to not do much throttle input. It's mainly going to be 2nd gear and lifting, coasting. See, coast over the first one, a little bit of gas, coast, and then ease into the throttle. I found if you mash it, once again, the car gets nice and loose. So here we go, riding on board. Remember what we've learned. We're heading towards turn 1. We're looking for that rumble strip on the right-hand side. What are we going to do? Drop into 3rd gear. And again, I did 5th, 4th, pause, 3rd. On the exit, drop to 4th, or move up to 4th. Throughout all the S's, stay in 4th gear. Rev it out as needed. Rumble strips on the right, drop to 3rd. Back up to 4th. Try and go flat out if you can. I was a little bit down that time. Okay, remember the mileage also. We're looking for 160 miles an hour, or even 161 if you can, from 5th to 6th. Alright, now heading towards the hairpin. Look for that rumble strip on the right, drop to 1st. Be a little hesitant on the gas. See that? 2nd, 3rd, boom, boom. 114 miles an hour to 4th. 138 miles an hour to 5th. 161 up to 6th. Entering spoon. Right before the 50, drop to 4th. Keep it nice and tidy, drop to 3rd. Ease into the throttle and boom, look at that. Good speed. 161. There we go. 130R. Remember, we can do some cutting here. Check this out. Flat out. That's allowed. Final turn. 100 board. Drop to 2nd. Be real easy on the throttle. There we go. And that is my lap here at Suzuka in the Super Formula Honda for the It's You versus the Pros. There's my 138.852, which isn't too shabby. It's about 1.1 seconds off the current top time. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Bye.